Hey everyone, this is Tiqqle, and in this video we're going to go over a very important topic that has been talked about around the PvP community, the PvP vendor. I put quotes around it for a particular reason. Let's jump into why, the issues with it, and what Blizzard could possibly do. Alright, so you guys have probably seen the Stoops video about this, the Supatees video about this, the Venruki video, going to Stoops video. I'm going to put those links down below. I recommend you check those out. Like them, share them. It is very important. The deal is this. I'm going to make it very simple. They said that they were going to include a PvP vendor into the game. They technically have. They've included a vendor which you can buy gear for honor. They included a vendor where you can buy gear for conquest points. They've included a vendor where you can upgrade those items. Here's the deal. This vendor does not contain all the stat combinations you will need. When you optimize your character, everyone optimizes to the T. Everyone goes for those two secondary stats that they need. Rogues, haste, verse, LE Shaman, haste, verse, Enhanced Shaman, haste, verse. A lot of versatility being included there. Versatility is not a PvP stat. And guess what? There's no PvP stat. It was early on in Shadowlands, it was brought up that, hey, we're going to bring a PvP stat in. They scrapped that idea, unfortunately. And so what they've done now is they've included a PvP vendor. I will walk through kind of what it has. Number one, this is where you need your trinket. You're going to see at the top here, it says rank 1. That means at eye level 158, that is the rank 1. You can then take that for honor and upgrade it to up to rank 6. As you can see here, I have a rank 6 on. Honor stuff costs, like look, this is like a cost of 1.3k. It doesn't even matter the cost on the beta, but to be honest, farming this much honor is quite a B, because if you remember, and Supatees have brought it up too, Blood of the Enemy grinding was a pain in BFA to get that specific essence, and so now you're going to have to grind honor and get pieces of gear, individual pieces of gear, and then upgrade them. So let's go ahead and walk you through what it would be like to buy a piece of gear. Let's say we just buy this trinket. So we buy it, it's going to be for 1.3k honor. I would then take it to this guy, and then I would start to plus it up. It starts at 158, I put it in here. It gets 6 item level. It costs 1,000, about 1,000 honor. Remember, the piece itself was about, was what, 3,000. We should take it to, oh no, sorry, 1.2k, and then it costs basically another piece of gear to upgrade it 6 item level. Keep that in mind. You upgrade it, and then it costs a little bit more to go up 7, a little bit more to go up 8, another 6. Wait, why would it go from 7 to 6? What? Anyway, it goes up to 190. That's where honor gear maxes out at. And the key comparison is if you go to the dungeon and you go to base mythics, which are the easiest things on earth, we're already doing them. I'm already doing plus 10s. It's scaling my item level, but still. These are a little bit below, but the amount of honor I had to do for that 190 is it cost me 1.3k, and then each rank up was about a k or more. So let's just say 6. So it cost me 1k, cost me another 7k to get it. This is piece of gear is probably 8,000 honor. That is a lot. That is a lot, especially because the number that you're getting over here is 300, and and the only way you actually can get honor, now that I think about it, is any of these casual quick match stuff. So like 450, 300, and that's only for the first win. So getting honor, and there's no world quests that give you honor, there's nothing like that. So getting honor to farm is going to be quite a grind for each individual piece. This rank up system itself, it might be a good idea, or people think it's a good idea to iteratively get your character stronger, but the way that you do it is so grindy, and maybe people are like, well, that's what the people that only do BGs deserve or like need or whatever. Not quite, especially when you would have to spend, let's say you'd have to spend just so many hours grinding just for one piece of gear. So the honor cost and the honor upgrade system, the fact that if they don't, why don't they just give it to you at the max item level, or have you upgrade it 2 times instead of 6 times to go from rank 1 to rank 7? That's one of the issues about the ranking up system, is it's going to be kind of insanely grindy. For 6 item levels, not that much. If it gave it 10, 20, like cutting that down so it's not such a grind would be a huge win. And I'm going to give kind of my suggestions along the way. I'll also quote some of the other guys that I mentioned about this as well. The other biggest issue with this vendor is the fact that it does not have all of the stat combinations. So let's go to the cloak. Let's go to where the cloaks are. Maybe this does have the stat, but there's 3 cloaks on this vendor. There's a cloak for haste mastery, there's a cloak for verse crit, and there's a cloak for crit mastery. Okay? And I think these are the same cloaks across all the specs of the game. Where's haste verse? Where's haste crit? It's not here. Those stat combinations are not here. And to be honest with you, that is so lame, because that is why people grinded that PvE content in BFA. That's why we did it. I did Mythic 15s to get the belt from a place that's... I had to, first of all, RNG get it to drop, and a drop to drop from an end of a Mythic, and then I had to get that particular piece. So I think that is a terrible way of gearing, is going for one piece, like just one thing, like, and just farming a dungeon just for that when you are just trying to PvP. There's no way to get it competitive in terms of itemization. And everyone knows, to be competitive, you have to get the gear. That has been trained to us in BFA, and unfortunately, in Shadowlands, it looks like you're going to have to do the same thing. Let me show you what I did. Because of itemization and scaling, basically, I can just need the secondary stats that I need. So look, oh, Tiqqle, you have a +6, rank 6, haste, crit, gloves. Oh, you got haste, that's pretty good. You got crit, that's pretty good. Yeah, but then my belt, which I want, these are the stats I want for Ellie, haste verse, I'm using an honor-bound belt, which is, this belt is just what was given to you at the beginning of the beta. Okay, this one's a PvP one, this one's a PvP one, this one's a PvP, but this is PvE. This is PvE. You know, so like I have a lot of the PvP pieces on, but like a lot of PvP pieces can't be put on. The helmet, even the chest piece, I should replace this because this has no verse. This one has. So you're going to be a hodgepodge if this is the way that it goes through. And this is not what we wanted, right? And that's not what we were kind of thinking was going to be there. We thought the PvP vendor would have the customization and the ability to actually gear without PvPing or PvEing, without grinding those mythics or the raids or anything like that to get all your gear. You know, so that's a big disappointment right now. I think Blizzard really needs to take a look at this vendor for itemization. It really needs to take a look at it from ranking things up. And it needs to look at it from the item level. Like we said, this rank 1 that costs 1,000, if you look at a base mythic, the mythic is already 30 items above it, basically meaning that honor gear is worthless. This is worthless. You would have to buy... You could do mythics, and even I bet if you do a heroic... Heroics are better, dude. Normals are better. Normals are better than baseline honor. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And these require... Look at this. This requires level 60. This requires level 60. This requires level 50. You can gear better through doing dungeons at level 50 than you can at honor level 60. What? And then you have to grind your ass off and only get it just to where the mythics are. That is actually outrageous. The other thing you have to remember is when you PvP for honor, you get a certain amount. You get a lot if you win, you get little if you lose. So you could grind unsuccessfully for a very long time for these upgrades. That's very disappointing. And now Blizzard, what we're doing here, and all these videos are coming in, we're asking you, please make a change. Please let us be able to fully gear in PvP. Now, no one likes the scenario where you have to PvP to PvE if you're a PvE only, and you don't have to PvE to PvP. You don't want to switch cross lanes if you're one of those players. If you're one that likes both, then sure, you can use both for both, theoretically. But you should at least allow PvPers the same customization and focus that they can get from PvE. Now, there was other things that were brought up in the VanRookie, the Super Tease video about this would be gone if they had a PvP stat. That's a very interesting point. Basically, you would go for that PvP stat over any other secondary stats, so your secondary stats don't matter. That's a pretty good suggestion. I don't think they're going to do it, though. It seems like they're pretty far away from the PvP stat, but it would be very nice. Other option is that they could add all the 6 combinations here. That would be super duper. The other thing that I think they should do is they should make these have one stat and then give a socket on the other one. The only downside to that is stat stacking. So let's say, for example, you wanted haste verse on everything. Well, get a cloak that has haste and then a socket. Then you could socket whatever. It drives the WoW economy, which everyone would like. That's actually, I actually do think that we need to include like that type of stuff. Like even if PvP was even crafted, I think it would be pretty cool. Even if that wouldn't really make sense though, because it wouldn't be from honor. But I just mean I want to like stimulate the economy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so remove the mastery, put a gem socket. But the only thing is then people could go haste, or people could go verse. And so, you know, that's the only thing I could see as an issue. But because of the DR of stat scaling, by the way, if you didn't know about that, I'll try to put that in the description below. They are DRing stat scaling above a certain point. Then that would be, diminishing returns on those stats. But I think sockets would be really cool. And you're actually already seeing that with some people in PvP right now. So that's a pretty big one. That's the one I personally would like the most, is if they gave us sockets on all the gear to allow us to customize however we wanted. Because of the stat DR, people would have to figure it out, but at least you would not have to have 6 combinations of every ring, you know? And then you could actually customize it how you want. So that's how I kind of think about that. Now, again, let's go ahead and look at the item level of the Conquest. Conquest, we don't exactly know how fast the rate of Conquest or the rate of Honor is going to go, but this gear starts at 190. It says unranked, which I don't know if that means you can rank it up or not, to be honest. Let me know down in the comments below. You're not really able to even acquire this gear right now, but if you were able to take this and rank it up, first of all, it has to be rank upable, because 190 is not a good item level. 190 again is very low. If I look at mythics, they're about 190. If I go to the raid and I go to the base gear in normal is 200. You're already beating it. So then again, if you were a mythic raider in the first tier, you would become a god in PvP. You'd be immediately a god. Like, look at this. If I got this one, that'd be incredible. You're also going to be able to upgrade your legendaries, like all this stuff. So that is really the point of this video, is that this is not really a PvP vendor. This is like a nod in the direction to make the community calm down, but we need to rise up against this one, man. This is a really big deal. They need to allow people to finally PvP gear, to allow people to come back to the game and just do the things they want to do. Stop forcing them to cross the lanes into PvE, PvP. The other thing I did notice I wanted to call out was that I went through all the bosses of the raid and I didn't see any crazy trinkets. Now there might be some that are coming that I don't know about, but I looked at all of them for caster and for melee, and I saw no crazy trinkets, which is actually really good for PvP, I think. I know Zaryu had said stuff about having like unused trinkets that do force a lot of pressure, but personally I think I'd rather them not. I'd rather the classes have that pressure themselves. But no crazy trinkets. I didn't actually look for tank trinkets. Oh no, I did. There's like no trinkets from the raid at all, actually. So it's kind of weird, because usually that's where the crazy stuff is, but there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that I saw. But if I missed something, let me know down in the comments. But that's it, guys. I want to just break this video because it's very important that we get this vendor to where we want it to be. If they were to go live as it is right now, no one would use it. It would be kind of like how they came out with the Duelers Guild in BFA to make a nod kind of to solo queue, but no one ever used it, and it wasn't a great system. So Blizzard, we're pleading with you, please include sockets and include all the customization, raise the item level of all the gear, make it easier to upgrade the gear, make probably less times, please, and give us the system that PvP players have been crying for a long time. We're almost there, and we only have 2 months to go. So guys, definitely share this video. Check out Venruki's Stupa's video down below. I'll put it all down. It doesn't matter who you watch. This needs to be out there. You need to be sharing it to your local WoW developer. Do whatever it takes. We need to get this PvP gear back. So guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be on Twitch every day, twitch.tv/Tiqqle, this 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you in the next one. Outrageous. Meow Furion here. Meow Furion, here he is. Meow. Cheetos, I love you, buddy. I love you. I love you, buddy.